And hello everyone, welcome back to another HTML tutorial. So in this tutorial we'll be talking about tables. Now tables is basically a very easy way to get things into rows and columns. So it starts by creating a table tag, and then you have a TR, which means table row. So for every row you will use a TR tag. And then inside of this, you can have multiple TD tags for table data. For example, let's say Monday. And then we go underneath it and say, so that day you made $44, right? And then in the next row, we can do this. And we're going to do every day of the week because it's just a very tedious process. And in here we can say Wednesday, and we can just make that month as well, otherwise it's just going to be a very long typing. And in here we can say you make $10. Now if you save it, you'll notice we have rows and columns where these, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, is all underneath each other, and then here we have values. So basically, this is a row. So every TR, that's a row. So that's this right here. Then this is what comes first, and this is what comes second, and of course the more you add, the more there will be. So in this case, everyone that's first will be underneath each other, and everyone that's last will be underneath each other. They do kind of go underneath each other like that, so if one is longer than the rest, then the entire table will become longer, or that entire column will become longer to be able to support all of these being in a nice column right here. So it's not like this is here and then the $100 is here and then the $10 is also here. No, they will all be like this, neatly in columns. And of course you can add more, so if we add another one there, you'll see we get another $44. So yeah, and it didn't have to be equal, one can have more than the other, but usually it's recommended to keep them equal as much as possible. But if your program or your website doesn't require it, then there's no reason to have them equal then. So yeah, that's the most basic version of a table you can get. You can, however, also get, let's create another table row here, a TH tag for table header. Now this is kind of like a title for a column in a table. So here we can say day of week. And we can create another one, money made. Money. As you can see, we have day of week, which is right here, and then money made, which is here. And these here, they don't have any titles, so they don't have anything here. They're just kind of like there, unless we add something there. So let's actually just make this like that, just so it looks a bit better. So day, money, and then here we can maybe say tax, because tax is very high. Now you'll see something like this. So it's just a kind of a nice way to create tables and rows, or rows and columns. We also have a caption option, so if you want to give your table a caption, it is possible. So caption, and here we can say money made weekly. Now you have a caption here that says money made weekly, and then here you have all your table data. And we can even add a few more extra here, so you can see it does stay kind of nicely in line as it should. Like as you see, it always kind of stays in the center. And that's what the caption does, it stays in the center for the table. Okay, so I'm going to delete a few of these tags because it's very long. And then you have 3 more tags I want to talk about. The table head tag, the table body tag, and the table foot tag. These are to allow you to kind of be able to differentiate between the different parts of your table. For example, T head would be the table head tag. That means we will want to move that TR into it, because this is the header. If we save this, nothing's going to change. But you will know everything inside of here is part of the header, this right here. You'll know that. You also have a T body tag, and you'll know everything inside of here is part of the body. So let's move that there. As you can see, nothing changed, but you know this is the entire body. And if you want to hide the entire body, you can just do that if your IDE supports that. You can fold that entire block there, which doesn't change the code, it just hides whatever inside here. And then you have your T footer, or just foot. And this means it's the end of the table. So here it can be like, we can be like TR and then TD, and then we can say weekly payout or something. And in here we can say how much we made. So in this case, we made about 44,110. I'm not going to include the tax. So that's 154. But as you can see, it doesn't change anything on the table. However, it is there to make it easier for you and probably screen readers as well to kind of differentiate between parts of a table. So you know this is going to be the head of the table. It's this part right here. This is going to be the body. So it's this part right here. This is going to be the footer. So it's going to be this part right here. You can of course use a little bit of CSS to make it look better. For example, let's say style and then width 100%, which just means stretch the amount of width possible, you know. So as you can see, it stretches 100% now. And then of course, if you were to make it 50%, now it will only stretch 50% of the web page. So you can use styling to make it better. And then for example, border 1px solid black. And this will give you a nice border that's 1 pixel solid and black, as you can see there. Of course, we're not going to jump too deep into this because this is an HTML course, not a CSS course. So I'm not going to continue too deeply inside of this. So next up we can look at col, span, and a few others. So let's remove the styling here because why do we need it right now? As you can see there, styling is gone. Now let's say we wanted this weekly payout to be 2 columns in width instead of 1, because currently it just looks kind of weird if it's like this. So let's actually make it that long. So here we can say col span, and this means column span. And here we can say, let's say 2. As you can see, now it spans 2 columns. But as you can see, there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. So let's make it span 4 columns and let this be at the 5th column. Now you can see there's a total. So we could even, if we wanted to, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and if we had a 5th one here, we can even say something like total. As you can see, now the totals will be displayed here. And that's another way you can just make the entire table look 10 times better. You can also do the same with a row. For example, let's say we wanted to make, go here, and we wanted to make Wednesday span 2 rows. So we can say row span 2. And I believe that should not have an R in front of it. And that's my bad, that should not be on the row there. It should actually be on the data point here. And you go like that. Now once you have this, you can of course go like this and add another TR. And now that TR is there, you'll see something like this, where there are 2 columns with 1 here. Of course, I don't think this has to be on a TH. As you see, it does work on a TD, but it also makes sense to put it on a TH. But you can put it on a TD as well, and it will still span 2 rows, as you can see here. So both of these are actually part of this row right here. So this is 1 row. And we can see that by going here and saying style is equal to border 1px solid black. And that, as you can see, it spans 2 whole rows. So yeah, that is the absolute basics on tables. We have covered a lot here. For example, the T head, which is optional, you don't have to do it. The caption, yet again, optional, you don't have to use it. The table headers, optional, don't have to use it, but is recommended to use it. Table rows, which just allows you to create rows that goes from left to right. And then table data, which allows you to create columns that allows you to fill those rows. Yeah, thank you for watching. And I'll see you all again in the next HTML tutorial.